Welcome to the Swift Half, your weekly session of chat from the UK OCR and adventure running scene. Each week, pub landlord Alan and our favourite regular Ian discuss races, runners and anything else that comes to mind. So pull up a pew, pour yourself a drink and join us for the Swift Half.
You're listening to the 52nd most popular podcast, a show with more bite than the average Tough Mudder Scotland midge.
Ian, my friend, welcome to the Swift Half again. How are you doing?
I'm great, Alan, and today is a incredibly special episode, and you know why.
I know why. Because this is number 200, the double century.
Double century, Alan, despite you trying to mess it up a little bit by labelling episode 196 as 193 for reasons no one actually understands. But yeah, 200 episodes of Swift Half. How on earth did we manage it?
I have no idea. This was supposed to be a 30-minute, let's do it for a year and see how it goes. And here we are. Nearly 4. So that means we've done nearly 4 years of Swift Half.
That's actually quite scary, but also, yeah, that maths, because you started 2021 was when we started pumping our episodes. So when we hit 2025, yeah, that's scary.
That is super, super scary. That's more scary than what I've done this last 2 days. So I, Ian, have signed up for nuts again. 4 laps, never made it. Over 4 laps, I've had 3 attempts so far. So I'm going for my 4th and final attempt of 4 laps of nuts.
Oh, wow, that was in the notes here. Oh, here it is. Alan has a midlife crisis?
I like that. Alan has a midlife crisis. I have a midlife crisis since I was about 20 years old, Ian. Every year I have a midlife crisis in the summer.
I'm fairly convinced that's a quarter life crisis, but anyway, I was actually speaking to someone. We're going to go straight off tangent straight away, but as you know, I've been recording a few mini episodes that we're going to combine together for Fitness Racing Podcasts. I was speaking to a YouTuber who is around about my age, and he was saying that he does a YouTube because it's a better midlife crisis than buying a car he can't afford or chasing after young women who would really not be a good position for him when he's got a wife and 2 kids. So I've got to say, as midlife crises go, doing winter nuts, yeah, absolutely.
I thought you were going out chasing after women that are 2 better out of your league. I thought he was going to bring Paul into the equation.
Well, no, you mention it, but I guess technically you'd be chasing women at nuts. Actually, no, they'll just be passing you.
They'll just be passing me, mate. I might dig out one of the old silverback T-shirts that says, you say you've been passed by a silverback. I might change it so you've just passed a silverback. That'll be even better.
You moved house. Did you find like a big stash of unsold UK OCR T-shirts?
No, well, actually, I did and I didn't. I found a big stack of Spartan T-shirts from when we did the big Spartan race when 300 went down to Spartan. I found a lot of them. I gave them all away at Overload of the year. That's what I tend to do. I tend to give shirts away at Overload. Just, here, have a shirt. Here's an old UK OCR shirt. Here you go.
Oh, I remember that. We came back with various colours of shirts that then went to a charity shop because Jen realised we had plenty of shirts already.
As you do. As we're going massively off tangent, let's get back a little bit. What are you drinking tonight?
Well, tonight I am drinking at the moment, and I say at the moment because what we're going to get to in a minute, I've got a box next to me that's labelled liquids in claws, but at the moment I am drinking a Club Zero Rock Shandy all the way from Ireland. Have I had this on the show before?
I think you have, yes. Actually, I think one of the episodes, with 200 episodes into it, you must have had every drink going on the show by now, yeah.
Probably every soft drink going. It is, Rock Shandy is lemon and orange, and it's really quite nice, and we need to have more of it in the world. You can only really get it in Ireland, and I don't think I can emigrate over there quite yet.
No, it's too much to go back every weekend to come and do a fitness racing or a high rocks somewhere in the UK because there's just not enough over there yet.
No, that's true. And it's probably too much to catch a flight every week to Ireland to pick up a stash. And can you imagine getting pulled off by customs with 25 rock shandies in your bag or something?
It gives me a thing though. You know when I used to live down south, right on the coast, down in Brighton, Eastbourne, that was area. We used to have a regular trip over to France to go do a beer run. You know, I ran pubs for a living, so we go for a beer run over to France and back. You know, you get loads of crates of beer and things like that. I'm thinking now you could do a rock shandy run to Ireland. So you've got to hire a minibus, get a few people on it over to Ireland, fill the minibus up with rock shandy and come back.
That actually sounds like a really bad episode of the 18.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It really does. Alan, what are you doing? Oh God, I've started him. Let's get back off this tangent. This is going to be the story of this episode. So sorry, long-time listeners. Episode 200 is going to carry on how it always has, I guess. What are you drinking?
Well, they do say, you know, we've said this on podcasts before, they should never have more than 3 guests on, you know, and things like that. And tonight we've got quite a few guests on, which we're going to come to. So I've actually hit the hard stuff today. I have got some Rumbero, Cuban rum with Coca-Cola, but I've diluted it. So it's one of these cans, you know what you get from Aldi or Tesco? Someone bought it the other day and gave it to me for a little Christmas present at work. So I thought, I'll have this tonight. Have something a little bit hard, but I've got a lot of Coke in it. So I've poured it into, well, I've put a pint glass of Coke and I'm just topping the Coke up as I'm going along with this Coca-Cola and rum. It's all right, actually. It's quite good. Very dilute, though.
I've got to say, your office Christmas gifts make me kind of sad. Is it just a product of working in local government that you just need to give each other alcohol, but not expensive stuff because you don't get paid enough, but you have to give alcohol to each other?
Exactly. And what I tend to do is, you know, when you go on aeroplanes, you get the free miniatures. I fetch them back, you see, and just save them for like to give out at Christmas because I'm just like the tight northerner that I am.
When was the last time you went on an airplane if you're getting free miniatures?
If you go long haul to the States and that, you always get free miniatures.
That's true. I'm usually asleep though, and yeah, I tend not to drink on a plane, which is probably for the best. Tend not to speak on a plane, which is definitely for the best of the passengers around me, even if it's just the intern.
I've just seen a few people shaking their head. Well, I go with Delta Airlines, guys, and Delta Airlines have always given me free drinks. So I don't know whether British Airways or Virgin don't, but Delta Airlines guaranteed free drinks on long haul flights.
Wait, you got a Delta airline to Turkey?
No, I got a Delta Airline long. Oh yeah, I didn't get these. I didn't get the miniatures this year from them, but I did get the miniatures from some. Where did I get some miniatures from this year? I went to some hotel somewhere and they were giving free. They were giving miniature. Anyway, I got free drinks and things like that, so I gave them away at work. I'll tell you what, I did give away at work as well. There's a few people into fitness, so you know, them went to Fit Fest and we got the free cans of C4. I gave 6 cans of them away. Boom, that were saving, weren't it?
Oh God, that reminds me, I need to take some caffeine bullets into work and just put them in a bowl and not say anything.
I'm gonna try that this week. I'm gonna take some into work. Shall we crack on with the show? Because we're going off massive tangents here.
Right, what is the major news story this week, Alan?
The major news story is Christmas is upon us, and today is Secret Santa. That's the only story worth talking about this week.
So, Alan, what have we done, and what are we going to do?
So we and our pub, the UKOCR pub, the pub podcast, not the UKOCR, it's the pub podcast group on Facebook. Anyone who was in there was invited by Mr. Will Chung if they would like to join a Secret Santa. And a lot of us joined the Secret Santa, and we're going to open our presents live here today. So I'm going to come to you because we talked about this the weekend about people buying presents and things like that, not knowing what we're going to. I'm super excited to open mine. I don't know about you.
Well, do you want to open yours first, or do you want to open yours last?
Yes, I do. How do you think you were going to
ask me? You open yours first. I'll open mine last, and we'll fit everyone in around that. Okay?
Okay. So Secret Santa has bought me a fitness dice pocket edition. So it's 2 dice. I have to do. It has 6 exercise, sit-ups, burpees, starch. Oh, I like this. This is good. And then 10 reps, 20 reps, 30 seconds. Oh, I like this, Ian. This is pretty cool. 2 dice tells you how many reps and exercise you're going to do. That's going to get used. And I've got another one. I've got a love art. Yeah, I've got a love art. Oh, this is quite cool. It's a slate love art. And on it says, it's not the destination, it's who you run with. Oh, thank you, whoever got me them. Love them. They're a great gift. I love them, Ian. They're super.
They are super lovely. We didn't set ground rules, by the way. Are we going to out the Secret Santas, or should we just keep it as a secret? I vote for keep it as a secret, personally.
We keep it a secret, yes. Secrets are secrets. It's a secret Santa. It's Santa, isn't it? We don't need to out them.
Okay. Alan, this feels, because of the way we're looking at this feels like Hollywood Squares or whatever the UK equivalent was. So do you want to pick a square and they can open their present, and then I'll do the next one?
Cool. So I'm going to go with Wendy. Wendy Brothers, come and join us.
Good evening.
Wendy, how are you?
I'm all good. And I have a parcel that is very cleverly labelled as Wendy's Secret Santa. So I have not yet opened it with all the things arriving in my house from Amazon. This one is not yet opened.
Let's open it. Let's see what you've got. I'm excited.
I've got these are going to keep me really, really cozy. A really lovely fluffy pair of soft slipper boots, so that after my OCR, I get warm feet. Thank you very much indeed to whoever sent me this. Thank you, Santa.
Oh, I love that. Wendy, you can choose next.
I'll go Jake.
Jake?
Can I just say, he's been driving me mental all day.
No.
It's been literally, how many hours? When are we good? Can we do it now? Can I open it now?
It's not good being patient.
Jake Jollies, I love this. You're only a junior one on here today, aren't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, it's good. More?
Jeez. Right, go. He's in. All right, it's a package in a package.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's fine.
Got my thoughts.
So for all our listeners on this who can't see this, we've got a package in a package.
There's more stuff in here.
So we've got
Some contraband.
We've got some stash.
Spartan hat.
Spartan hat, cool.
And we've got some stickers.
Tough Mudder wristband.
Some more Spartan stickers. Some more wristbands. Amazing.
And then this thing.
Oh, go on.
A Warhammer 40,000 miniature starter box.
Oh, wow. Are you into Warhammer, Jake?
Yeah, I collect loads of miniatures and armies.
Oh, what a present. Santa's proper spoiled you.
I reckon I know who that is.
well, don't spoil it was Santa, obviously. But Jake, I'm going to just ask you quickly, what armies do you collect in Warhammer 40k?
So,
what's your faction?
Right now I'm doing Space Marines, which are kind of the blue guys that hit them. And then after Christmas, I'm going to start an Orc army.
Wow. So orcs and presumably grots and that kind of thing?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, fantastic. Alan, I'll fill you in on Games Workshop at some point in the future, okay?
I used to play, when I was a young boy, I used to play one of the Dungeons and Dragons games. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, I know about orcs and wizards and things like that.
I suspect when you played, they were tin, though.
Well, I'm the tin now.
No, they're actually really advanced plastic. It's
you
know what? We're going right off tangent, but I'm going to go with it. You know what? Games Workshop is actually a British success story in terms of how successful it is in bringing jobs to the local Nottingham economy. It's unreal. It's almost unmatched.
Don't they have little shops everywhere, don't they? You know, when you go down little back streets, there's little Warhammer shops everywhere.
Wow, and Dawn is just showing us that looks like what I would call a grotling, but I think it's got a new name now.
I think
Gretchen.
it's a Gretchen.
And I haven't painted this one yet, but this is a Dreadnought.
Wow. Alan, I could do with one of them, a life-size one, for when I'm doing OCRs. That would make me so much better.
So it'll carry you over the monkey bars, I think.
Absolutely. No, just blast the monkey bars into next week. I believe it's Jake's turn to pick someone else.
It is.
Will.
Bloody hell, I was just in the middle of doing something else. So I was just about to say something, Ian, that for those that are going towards Toughest Mudder, and there's plenty of them, that also are Warhammer fanatics, Nottingham and Grantham is probably about half an hour in between. So if you are going to the Midlands and you are a Warhammer fan, you really need to make that pilgrimage to Nottingham, to Lantern Lane. Anyway, I got a huge package, and I'm talking about this Secret Santa thing.
Keep it clean, Will.
Very nice. Yes, exactly. I don't know. We need to move the microphone.
We've got minors present, and more importantly, we've got Alan, who doesn't know about this kind of thing.
Yes, you keep filling while I. So big Amazon. Oh gosh, I think I might need some scissors. Go on, can I borrow your scissors?
And as if by the power of magic, Will gets a pair of scissors.
Just like Jake, I've got a package. Oh, a package within a. I'm going that way. Package within a package. I'll fill in a little bit. This is really nicely wrapped. Whoever's done this, I'm sorry, I've just absolutely ruined it. Oh my god! It's another. This is like past the parcel. So this is another box.
So it's got about 40 boxes. I can see this going down to like a little box.
You know how, Ian, you were saying you got to kind of keep it PG, but at any particular moment, I am going to switch. Oh. Actually, I should move the camera now. Another bloody box.
I've got to say, if this is not a Russian doll when you finish this,
I'll
I'll be disappointed.
Hold on.
Oh, nearly there.
Hey, I have a look. Lots and lots of chocolates, which in the Secret Santa, you could just send a message to say, what do you want? And I just put chocolate. So Santa, perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh, I love it, Ian. That's Will. Sorry, that's pretty cool, that.
You did that a couple of weeks ago, Alan. That's just terrible. I can't believe it. We look very, very different. And actually, Ian's just had a haircut, I've noticed. So it's not as if, like, you know, we've got the same length of hair, never mind kind of different parts of the world that we've come.
I'll just leave none from what we did last time.
Right. I'm going to go to Michelle because she's eating.
While Michelle gets herself ready, I will just say I've not had a haircut, but I have used a new shampoo. It's called Wash and Gone, and I think it's working.
The dad jokes are out.
To be fair, Will, I was expecting somebody to pick me when I had a mouthful of food. At least you waited until I didn't. So, while you've all been like fighting with your parcels, I decided to be a little bit more prepared and take the outer packaging off of mine so it didn't take forever. I also have 2 gifts, and mine also came from Amazon, labelled Michelle Secret Santa. So they cleverly didn't get opened, like otherwise they would have done. So the first one I have, she's going to come very handy at work, a notepad that on the front says, things I can't say out loud in meetings. Absolutely will come in very useful at work. And it's actually got little things on the bottom of each page that says things you can't say out loud in meetings.
Give us an example.
They are quite clean. So it says things like, do you all just delegate? It seems to be everyone's priority. Or this one says, must use. That is very interesting, which is translation for that is clearly ridiculous. This meeting sucks and so does everyone in it.
Oh, that's a pretty cool present.
Thank you, Santa. And then I also have a little white box that did come in a bigger box, but I've taken those off while I was waiting. So inside this little box, we have a cup. And for the listeners who can't see this, you have a cup with a very raggedy looking cat on that says, it's fine, I'm fine, everything is fine.
Very work-related gifts.
Yes, they will come to me and sit in my office with me. So thank you very much, Santa.
Thank you, Michelle. Who would you like to nominate to open?
I am going to go with, because he's the next person I can see on my screen, Mr. Gemmell.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Sorry, it takes me a wee while to figure out how to take mute off because I'm on the phone.
So my parcel arrived weeks ago, because obviously the person was way more organised than me. And it got opened, and then I found the little parcel that was inside it. Thank you very much. I haven't opened that yet, so muscle for effect. Brilliant! It is a Lego minifigure factory. I have a love of puzzles and creative stuff, so yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Open the box.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll chew my way into the box because I'm not very delicate with these things. So, absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the hint there. It is a little aggressively Scottish Lego minifigure with a saltire jersey. Yes, I'll try and put that up to the. That's absolutely fantastic.
It's not from me. I just thought, if it's a little mini factory, it probably is somebody that's going to
yes, something you have experience of before you went out to Worlds. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. I'm probably made up about that. That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. There was something that fell off. Because it comes with a bag. Oh, and a little brick that says Martin. Just in case I couldn't guess. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Santa.
Who would you like to go to, Martin?
Let me just have a quick look at the participants. I will probably go with B before they explode.
B, you waited patiently in the background to join us.
It's good because I'm ticking so much what I don't want to tick.
You're fine. We're cool.
Fuck off. So, my birthday's in December.
Yeah.
So the box got opened, but the inside didn't because it's got Christmas wrapping on it.
Someone's clever.
So, ready? Oh! I got Ian. Oh, that didn't happen.
What have you got, B?
I've got a glow-in-the-dark blanket.
Oh, that's cool.
Happy as a chair user, my legs have very low circulation. And they get cold without me knowing. So I use blankets a lot. And this is just it's so soft.
So it's a glow in the dark, so Farmyard Jammer can see you when you disappear to your car for a sleep.
Would I do that? Fuck. Fuck you. I'm met up. Thank you, mate. And I've been measured for my new wheelchair today, so it'll go nice with it. So thank you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Who would you like to nominate? I think we have got Dawn left.
And Graham.
I don't know. Dawn. Just because I don't want to favour anyone.
Okay.
There's no favourites.
So my parcel came courtesy of Amazon, UK OCR Secret Santa. So I was very good and didn't open it. Hid it up high. There it goes. A bit of noise. Packaging. Oh.
I live with Amazon. You can actually get massive boxes, and then when you open them, they've got that much stuff inside of them that there's not quite as much as you think.
I might know who this Santa might be. I've got 2 packets of caffeine bullets.
Okay.
I've got a very large tub of butter and almond oil sugar scrub. Amazing. And a very cool must hide it from my daughter, a really, really, really cool mug thing. Like the Stanley Cup type things. Oh, it's so pretty.
Cool.
Look at that. I definitely need to hide that from my child because she will definitely steal that and take it back to university. Thank you very, very much, Santa. I'm pretty sure I know who Santa is, but thank you. And Graham.
Okay, so I have a really big tube, which I haven't opened, but it does say on it Monroe bagging scratch. So I might have an idea what this is.
Okay.
You get those big maps of the world that show what countries you've been to.
Oh, yeah?
This is the equivalent for what Monroes you've climbed. So I guess I'm getting some elevation in next year.
So do you scratch them off, Graham? Are the scratch-off ones?
Yep, scratch off as you go along by the looks of it. I've already done this last year, or this year, so that's one. Only another couple of hundred to go.
Wow. That's pretty cool, that.
I like that one.
It's a good one. Something I
Next
actually
year,
put
I'm
some
going
thought
to
into this.
put that on my list next year for Yorkshire. That's a right present, that.
It's a great present.
Okay, and I'm going to select Ian.
Well, this could be interesting because I've got 2 packages next to me. There's a good chance one of these is Secret Santa, and the other might have been something I ordered for someone else's Christmas present because I've done a lot of Amazon shopping. So bear with me, this could be fun. But I'm going to open first the one that I think is going to be a book or something. Let's see. Okay, this is weird. There. Oh, you might not be able to see it because I've got blurred background, but it's a weird bag. If there's a snake in here, I'm not going to be happy.
So you've got like a bag inside a box.
Bag inside a box. Let's see.
The snake got him.
Oh no, it is a book. Oh, it is mocktail recipe book. Now that is a great, great, great gift. A
Wow.
unique collection of 2 or 5 tasty non-alcoholic drink recipes for kids, adults, and the whole family. I'm going to ask what's within a whole family that's not a kid or an adult.
The dog.
The dog. Okay, there we go. And like I say, there's another box here. Let's see what this is.
So you might have
This
got 2
one
Secret
says-
Santas.
Yeah, thanks, Will. I presume I got on 2 people's list, so maybe we're 1 person down for Secret Santa. Maybe they never got a gift, in which case I'm really feeling guilty. But oh well, it's got my name on it. It's getting opened.
See, we're all more excited now to see what the secret gift is.
You're going to be like, oh yeah, I forgot. I ordered this a few weeks ago.
Oh no, it does say keep your gift a surprise. Unwrap your present before opening this envelope. Did anyone else get these things? These weird envelope things?
No.
It's weird. Okay. Oh, and
You do
it's
that when it's a gift.
it's another bag. So I'm gonna say, obviously, my Secret Santa did buy both of these because it would just be weird that they both came with the same color bag. I'm gonna repurpose these bags, Alan. I think I could probably fit some shoes in it.
You sound like Alan now.
Yeah. My Yorkshireness is rubbing off on him.
Oh wow. Wow. We have got some non-alcoholic cocktails. We have got mojito flavor, Bellini flavor, ginger Moscow Mule, and grapefruit Paloma flavor. And they contain less than 0.5% alcohol. And this is from the Savile Beverage Co. My Secret Santa must absolutely adore me because Savile, Alan, that's where you get your suits. So these can't be cheap.
No. So they're purposely made just for you, Ian.
They purposely are. So I presume that it's literally a soft drink that they're saying is a non-alcoholic mocktail, so they can add a five to it.
I like that. Just add a random fiver to it.
I have actually seen non-alcoholic hard seltzers, which is presumably just a seltzer. Should I open these envelopes, or should we be a bit worried about these envelopes?
I think you should open them because I didn't get no envelope in mine. I've had a quick look and I didn't get an envelope in mine. Did anyone else get an envelope? I'm just shaking heads. No.
Amazon does that when you do a gift. You can write a special note in it.
It says a gift from Santa on the first one. Enjoy your gift from Santa. And the second one says, I can't say this.
Has he got the name on it?
No. What the hell? The Oscar for the best picture goes to Wicked. Well done, Wicked.
I like that. What a cracker.
I don't know how that got caught in here, but oh well. I'm sorry for ruining the surprise, but well done, Wicked.
I love it, Ian. Our guests, thank you for joining us and thank you for joining part of the Secret Santa, everyone. It's a pleasure having you. You can stay on and join us for the rest of the show if you want to. We're going to try and crack on through it, I think. Ian, are we?
Yeah, should we have a group shot though first of the display of the presents?
I think that's a great thing, and we can screenshot it.
Mine are on my feet.
You'll have to put your feet up, Wendy.
Ian, you need to take your background blur off so we can actually see them.
Who's actually taking the picture?
Oh, that's a good point. Will, you're the master at this.
Oh, gosh. What do you like? All right. I'll put that on Facebook. No, Facebook. What the hell is that? I'll put that on Instagram. Chocolate.
Cool. Thank you for joining us, everyone. And listeners, if you want to join next year, just message us. You can request. You've got to join the pub. Remember that. You've got to get into the pub first. So we take bribes to get into the pub. No, we don't really. You just have to request it and we might let you in. In the meantime, thank you for being part of listening to us. And till next year.
And the way to guarantee entry is to become a Patreon. We do occasionally let people who, should we say, on sweat equity in, but the guarantee way to get in the pub is to be a Patreon, which I've got to say, based on inflation, we may be losing money now, Alan. The prices, are still incredibly reasonable. We are still a bargain, and that's exactly where we want to be.
Too right. Let's get on with the show then. So, talking about success, have you bought yourself a Christmas present this year, Ian?
I bought myself a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Not yet. I may end up getting one in terms of a new watch, because I probably do need a new watch, but I'm going to wait for either the January sales, the February sales, the Easter sales, the Black Friday sale, the summer sale, or the mid-October sale.
Like it. I like that. Oh, that's pretty cool. I bought myself a present. Can I tell you what I bought?
What did you buy yourself?
So this is after going to FitFest and filming. I thought I need a new camera. I need something where I can film high quality, track people as they're running. And I thought, where can I get it? So I've researched everywhere and I have bought myself, Will's going to like this, I bought myself an Insta360 camera because it tracks people as they're running. So I have gone and got one, and I can link it to my computer at the same time and stuff like that. The only downside is the battery's not long enough for everything. But I think it's going to be great for getting some shorter shots and stuff like that. So yeah, I bought myself a new Insta360, but I can't figure out how to work it. So I'm going to reach out to Will later and say to him, Will, how do I work it? And what do I need to do? So
you must really love yourself, Alan, because they're very expensive.
Well, this is the knot, you see. Do you have Nectar points? Do you get Nectar points, Will? Yeah. Nectar points, and I had accumulated £200 worth of Nectar points over the year and £325 in Argos in their sale. I was thinking, bargain. I'll have one of them. Nicely, thank you.
So to confirm, you decided against the Insta360 gimbal, and went for a camera.
I went for a camera. I'm still going to go for the Insta360 gimbal. Don't worry about that. I'm still getting one of them, but that's later date. I need to get some more Nectar points for that one.
Gosh. Oh, gosh. Right. But yeah, to answer the question earlier, not yet, but it sounds like you've treated yourself incredibly well. I really hope Harley likes his coal this year, because I suspect that's your budget for presents.
An apple. I've got him an apple as well as a piece of coal. I did, because I'd used Nectar points. I could get him an apple as well.
Oh, that's good. Granny Smith or Golden Delicious?
Golden Delicious. I make one with Granny Smith. So see the price of them these days.
That's actually quite true. When did apples get so expensive?
Probably when we all started to get fit. You know, I was talking to Wayne Monkman this week, and we were talking about fitness. And one of the things he mentioned was when he started doing it, he put the first OCR on. You know how we all think Mr. Mouse put the first OCR on? Yeah. Wayne Monkman put one in 1994 on down in Devon, but it was just an army assault course before it became what it is nowadays. And we were talking about fitness and that, and he lived through the boom, you know, in the year 2000, when all of a sudden we had 10 years of a massive fitness boom. When was the London Olympics?
The Olympics was 2012, although you may be thinking of the 1912 ones.
Yes, no. So up to 2012, he saw a boost in fitness with like boot camps and things like that. But he says when the London Olympics came, that's when fitness massively took off. And I think ever since then, we've seen the price of fruit go up.
Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree, because I often say, how can we expect people to be healthy when I can buy a bag of 6 Walker's Crisp for £1 and apples cost me £2.50 for 6?
It's the same old thing. Even when you're talking about going out for a drink, we went out for a Christmas drink the other day. I think it was £4 for a pint of alcoholic lager or £5 for a bottle of non-alcoholic lager, which was half the size of a pint. How can they expect the world to become healthier when it's twice the cost?
I no idea, Alan. While we're going on tangents, this doesn't really fit, but something occurred to me this past week, and I wanted to share it with you. I've not put it on the notes, but I just wanted to share it with you. Usually, this will probably be something we discuss off air, but why not? Let's go with it. But I've got back into running. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is great. First full week of actually going doing running. And do we know that it's going to get lighter again soon? Yeah, we do know that.
23rd of December, from that point onwards, it gets lighter.
Yeah, exactly. And you know the advice we always give to runners about if you're running, particularly if you're a male runner and you see female runners, keep your distance, cross it over, treat them with respect.
Yeah.
Something kind of hit me this week as I was running. It had been raining because I live in the north. Of course, it'd been raining. I was on my long run and I was just running and I was coming close to some puddles in the road, and I was on the pavement. I know this is alien to you, Alan, because you don't do road running. But I was, if you ever do road running and you come up to a puddle, what do you do? Or if you're walking, what do you do?
If I'm in running shoes and things like that, I just go straight through the puddle. I don't avoid it.
If the puddle is on the side of a road and you're on the pavement.
Oh, I'd stay on the pavement. I do tend to stop on the pavement and miss the puddle. Yeah.
What if a car's approaching?
I tend to move away from the edge of the puddle because unless it's raining, it doesn't bother me. But if it's not raining, I tend to move away from the edge and go close to the way from the puddle.
Yeah, you do, and I did too. Or I sped up, or I slowed down. Yeah, I changed my behaviour.
Yeah,
and it then struck me that when females are running at night, or when gentlemen who are a bit nervous about strangers are running at night, they are faced with that every time they see a person, not necessarily puddle, but they just don't know what's going to happen. Because most times, Alan, you could run past that puddle and you're not going to get splashed because most drivers are not idiots. Most drivers do not want to splash you. And most drivers probably are worried of the insurance claim, just in case, or getting done for something. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
But flip that and think about people running who are nervous about other runners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it then struck me finally that when we say things like, "Oh, not all men will do stuff, do bad stuff to females or to lone males," that is absolutely correct. But just as you move to the side with that puddle, I completely agree with any female who wants to get out of the way or change their behavior because they just don't know. Yeah. Most of the times it'll be fine, but that 1% of the time it might not be.
Yeah. I think if we move away, if a male doesn't move away and the female does, a man shouldn't take offence that, or another man moves away. We shouldn't take offence however other runners move. I run quite a lot on a pitch black. It's called the Transpennine Trail. It's pitch black. There's no lights on it. It's used for walking. It's used for cycling. It's used for horse riding and things like that. And quite a lot of people will walk up and down it at night time without, with no torch or anything. And sometimes as I'm going up, I will see, a glimpse of that. You'll see people jumping to the edge, jump away. I don't take offence to that. You know what I mean? I'm running with a head torch on, you know what I mean? And it doesn't bother me. I run alone or I run with a group of friends. But I don't take offence to it. I don't think people should. But if I'm running past someone, I have started shouting a little bit now as like, just coming by, because I actually ran past someone the other week and it was another male and he was running fairly slow and I scared the living daylights out of him as I just ran past him. So now I'm actually shouting as I'm coming up to them as well.
Exactly, Alan. And I will say, hand on heart, because I'm not one of them men who is evil and I treat everyone with respect, I have took offense at times when people have changed their behavior if I've been running near them. And you're right, Alan, I shouldn't. And as silly as it sounds, it took me running past puddles to finally make me realize that it's not about my feelings. It's not about how the puddle, for example, doesn't care,
No.
and I shouldn't care too. It's about that person who may be genuinely nervous. So, guys out there, change your behavior if you need to. Don't scare people. And because we've still got them on the show, Michelle, have you got anything to add on this?
I just want to thank you for taking the time to raise it, Ian, because a lot of men, like you say, do get offended when it happens. I have personally been attacked while I've been out, so I know how people feel. I wasn't running. I was walking back from the train station and I got attacked by 3 men. So while you're out there, yes, absolutely, Ian, you're saying what other people can do to raise awareness, but keep yourself safe as well. If you're wearing headphones, try and only wear them in one ear so that you can hear people coming. If you've got, Bluetooth ones where you're only wearing one, or like the bone ones that don't actually sit in your ear, and then you can hear people approaching. Always make sure you're safe yourself and you're aware of your surroundings.
Absolutely. And Bee's just mentioned in the chat that when she goes for a 5K in chair, the people that don't move for me don't want to hit a puddle to splash people is unreal. So again, just be aware of your surroundings, Alan.
Too right. Talking about evil men, Ian, we talked about this a long time ago. Yeah, or we found out about a long time ago. We've had it on the notes for a while. I know a lot of our community will be pleased that a certain Bigfoot, Anthony Ray, has officially been locked up over in America. So I think that's great news. And that's so anyone who knows him and you don't know about it, go check it out. Just Google him if you want to know. But he ran Bigfoot events and he wasn't a very nice person to certain people in this country as well as what he did over in the States. So people who are not nice do get locked up here.
Exactly. So yeah, be nice, people. That's if you need a New Year's resolution, that's it. Be nice and don't be offended if, despite being nice, people are still nervous around you. Ultimately, you're a stranger to them and you can only control what you can control. Should we do some happier topics now, Alan? We've dealt with the nasty ones.
Let's go. Runners World Gear Awards 2024 have been announced. So bit of a happier topic because there's some new things that's happening on it. They have given things that I wouldn't have gone with. So the best trail shoe is the Arc'teryx Cylon by, I believe it's by Adidas, which is a bit of a shock because we don't see many people running in that shoe.
Dawn, I believe, is saying that she likes this choice. So Dawn, do you want to come on and let us know why?
Terex is 100% our choice of shoes. We searched high and low for shoes for both Jake and I, especially as he's quite little and growing up. We wanted something that was really light, and so to try and find a shoe that was light enough once it was wet was nigh on impossible. And we came across the Terex range. That I think they had the Speed Flow, the Speed Pro, and the Speed Ultra. And it's something crazy like 220 grams, but they drain amazingly. So whether you're in a swampy nuclear race or a relatively dry Spartan race, they were absolutely phenomenal. Best shoes out there, the Terex ones.
And the grip on them, is it really good grip as well? Because sometimes we see on the trail shoes, the grip's not there as in on the fell shoes. So I'm a fan of fell running shoes. I've Walsh PBs. I'm currently running VJ XTRMs because I find them one of the best grips out there, and there's the VJ IROX and that. The grip to me doesn't look that deep. How deep is it?
It's not massively deep, but it's Continental tires. Basically,
Okay.
It's the same material that they run on the Continental tires. So even on things like Olympus, which you'd expect to be quite slippy, is really, really grippy. Yeah, we love them. Really good. So even though the lugs aren't severe, they're in quite a good tread pattern, and they've got a really nice, really good sort of carbon footplate as well. So even over really, really heavily rocky ground, you don't get the rock feel on the base of your feet either.
Cool. Like it. Ian, Secret Santa for Alan next year.
Absolutely. Speaking of tyres, B, I'm curious, when you're doing OCR, do you change your tires at all, or either a special type, or is it just your standard ones?
So depending on the chair, when I did OCR in my what we call a day chair, your day-to-day wheelchair, I put mountain bike. Well, we call them mountain bike wheels. They're not. They're wheelchair wheels with mountain bike tires on. Because my day tires, they're actually Marathon Plus tires, which are for hybrid push bikes. They've got Kevlar reinforcing in them, so you can get them up to like 125. Well, you can get them up to 145 psi. So you roll really fast, but they're incredibly puncture proof, which in a wheelchair you need, particularly an active chair when I'm popping up and down curbs and stuff. When I use the mountain trike, that's got blackjacks on, I think. The chair that we're still fundraising for to get from America, that's going to have knobby nicks on it. So again, the mountain bike tires, like really heavy tread, about 2.5 inch wide. The idea is basically it's not so much grip because you're not putting power down like you're on a mountain bike. But when my team, which Shell will absolutely back me up on this, when I'm being dragged by a team, the amount of you don't want your chair to get bogged down because it's effort on all of us, particularly when you snap steering pins and stuff. But also the chair needs to stay in line. So as soon as you've got camber, we are screaming to each other, Farage, for hard right, and we use political names for where we're turning, but the grip is more to keep us in line and moving. The grip isn't to keep the chair down like it is on a mountain bike. We use the mountain bike tires to keep the chair in a straight line or as straight a line as possible. That fuck off. That's where the grip comes in on a chair.
That's what she thinks. It's actually just because the tyres grip better and we have a better chance of rejecting her from the seat and chucking her in mud.
You're a very good job at that.
It's just fascinating to me, Alan. And with you mentioning the grip, it was just really. I was curious about B's chair. What else is on the list, Alan?
Oh, I'm not going to go through everything, but there's one other thing that's on there. It's a brand called SOAR, SOAR. I've never heard of this, so I'm nothing. But they've won quite a few things. So they have won the best race vest, their best women's shorts, the best men's tights. So they've won a few things on there, all clothing related. However, this is my true northerner coming out of me. A race vest, 89 quid. A pair of shorts, 135 quid. And a pair of running tights, 150 quid. They want to be damn good for them, that pricing.
You missed out one of the pricing there.
Which one?
Bribe to Runners World for giving us all these award, 20,000.
And allegedly. That was what I was thinking. Allegedly, that's maybe that might have been thinking that as well. But I was just shocked at that. The other things on there, I agree with a lot of the stuff. Smart wool socks, Oakley shades, Montaigne trail light gloves, which I do actually have a pair, which are really, really good. And they've got a Montaigne race pack. Again, I'm a Montaigne fan, so I like that as well. The other thing's pretty generic. But I just thought it was interesting that, we've got an Adidas trail shoe, which none of us really use that much, which is absolutely great. And as Dawn says, it works the bees. I need to probably have a look at them now. I think, doesn't Becky run in them as well? I think she runs in Adidas too.
Believe she does. I'm not sure what she was wearing when you tripped her up in the 100 meter.
There's no video evidence of that. So if there's no video evidence, I didn't obviously do it.
I have video evidence.
I'm going to get disbarred now.
More than likely. Should we move on? I say I'm laughing because I know the next story, and we've already moved on from some unpleasant stories, and I guess the next story is either unpleasant or not unpleasant. So I'm just going to go with it, Alan, and you can make your own mind up. But do you remember Will Dean?
I remember Will Dean, yes, the man that stole OCR from Mr. Mouse.
Yeah, that guy. Well, Do you remember he then went into immersive gaming and did this immersive game box? And fair play to him, he seems to have got ahead of the curve because now it's a big thing, particularly with corporates, to do these kind of things like axe throwing or the cube or various kind of like immersive nights out for team building.
Yes, I do.
Well, in April 2024, there was a news article out that he was raising a lot of money from private investors.
Okay. So going out, that's what they're doing in America, isn't it? They go and raise money through investors and that, yeah?
Yeah, do it in the UK too. So they're raising all this money, private investors. He had quite a interesting piece saying that he was playing investors off against each other and got the best deal. Well, I'm not sure how good a deal he got because 8 months later, Immersive Gamebox is in administration. So that is two Wildine projects which have crashed and perhaps burned. I should comment that administration doesn't mean it's dying or well, yeah, it means they're looking for a buyer, they're looking for a way to trade it as a going concern, but it's not a good look, is it, Alan?
I'm going to make an observation here from my own point of view. So we know what happened with Tough Guy. He came in, he went to work for Tough Guy for a couple of weeks, went back to America, raised some funds, launched Tough Mudder, brought OCR to the masses. Whatever we talk about, whether you like Tough Mudder or don't like Tough Mudder, Tough Mudder brought OCR to the masses. Absolutely amazing what he did. But as a businessman, it went under. How it goes under when you are making millions of pounds a year, I'll never know, but it went under. Now he launched another thing, which again is bringing gaming to the masses. It's ahead of the curve. It has sponsors like Netflix and all the gaming people. I can't remember all the gaming people that are on there, but it has all of these joining and everything else, and then it potentially going bankrupt again. Maybe Will needs to stop being a businessman.
Perhaps, or the other way of thinking about it, perhaps he's a brilliant businessman because I suspect that he has been paid and remunerated rather well over the 8 months since the investment came in. Allegedly, absolutely allegedly. I haven't seen the books. Right, like I say, that was either a pleasant or an unpleasant topic. It really depends on what you think of Will Dean. Moving on, Alan, what's this gout thing?
Oh, gout. Now, this is over in, I believe it's either New Zealand or Australia, okay? And it's a 16-year-old, so it's in Australia. Just a quick look. It's a 16-year-old boy in Australia, and he has just become the fastest 16-year-old in history to run 200 metres. And he also ran the 100 metres, and I believe in 10.16. However, there was a tailwind, so it's not being classed as a race. He's actually, at this age, he's beating the likes of Usain Bolt at his age. So this could be the next sensation. So we're not talking OCI, we're talking about athletics. But he's running a 19.84, so a 19.84 200 metres. That's amazing.
The big question, can he do monkey bars?
I don't know. Sorry, he ran a 20.04, not a 19.04, a 20.04. He's got to get 19.84 next year when he's 17 years old. I don't know. He's got muscles galore, so I think a little bit of training, we might actually see him on some monkey bars. Can you imagine that? An 100 metre OCR if he could run it in like 15 seconds.
That would be, yeah. I wonder, could you do one of them competitions? You know, like how you can race against a train? Could we do one where you line him up and you start the OCR and you set him off when you're halfway through the OCR and see who wins?
Well, I reckon you could set him off when you come off the swing, yeah, and you've got less than 20 metres to go and you've got the quarter pipe, and I reckon he'll still get to the buzzer before you.
You're probably right. You're absolutely probably right.
Let's go into a little bit of fitness racing, Ian. What's going off in the fitness racing world?
Well, this past weekend, we had the final races of the 2024 year, but not the season. Hyrox is now on a slight winter break, and it comes out of hibernation at the end of January with Manchester, which Alan has decided not to do this year, listener, because, well, reasons, I guess.
It's all about running here for me this year. I'm really trying to. I wasn't going to sign up for nuts because it could probably affect, how I do at WTM. But WTM is my number one aim all year, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So nuts, I'm going for 4 laps, but if I get 3 and something's wrong, I'm pulling out because it's all about WTM for me.
Well, given you're not going to be there as an athlete, I will say, Alan, if you're going to be there as a spectator, make sure you get your ticket as soon as possible because spectator tickets will sell out. So anyone listening who fancies spectating at Manchester, make sure you go and get your spectator ticket. But going back to what happened this weekend, we had Tia Claire Toomey take on her first ever High Rocks, Alan.
So remind our listeners who Tia Toomey is.
Tia Claire Toomey is a CrossFit legend. I'm not going to embarrass myself by saying how many times she's won it, but I think it's more than 5 times. Famous last words. I think it's more than 5 times. She's won the Open. She is an absolute legend in the CrossFit world.
Cool. And what did she do? Did she smash the world IROX record?
Well, she was doing mixed doubles with James Newbury, who is another great athlete. And they did mixed doubles in a time of 55 minutes, 48 seconds, which honestly, Alan, that's unheard of for a rookie. That is a top 50 time.
Wow. Wow.
And Dawn has just put in the notes that she thinks the only time that Tia didn't win the CrossFit Open was when she was having a child. So she was obviously slacking that year.
Yeah, did she come second? She must have come second, carrying that little bit of extra weight.
But yeah, 55-48. Oddly, they didn't actually win. There was two doubles who managed to get slightly better times. But I will say what they did do is they absolutely smashed the workouts with the best time by a good 30 seconds or a minute overall.
Cool. So is it running that she's got to learn? Because when we're talking about CrossFit, and CrossFit doesn't really have as much running potentially as High Rocks. So the exercises are probably a little bit, I won't say easy for her, but are relatively. But the running she needs to work on.
Yeah, she is a runner by former life. So again, Dawn's helped us out and says she's won 7 CrossFit Open titles, which is just unbelievable. And she was a runner previously, but of course she's done less running, but she knows what a zone 2 feels like. So she's not a complete novice. But overall, I think they were 1 minute slower than their nearest rivals when it came to a run. So absolutely, Alan, once they figure out the running, there's nothing to stop them.
Cool. Excellent. Oh, that sounds good. Do we think she'll take a solo one on, a singles?
She is not yet indicated she will, but she did enjoy herself. I suspect we'll see her again soon. So let's watch this space. You might see her in the Elite 15 before long. Speaking of the Elite 15, shout out to Lucy Proctor and to Sean Noble. Lucy's from the UK, Sean's from Ireland, who have both earned a position at Vegas to go and take on the major that's happening there the week after Manchester. The reason I'm mentioning this, not just because they're from the UK and Ireland, but how quickly they've kind of done it, because they set their first fast times in Dublin. And then I think Lucy 2 weeks later in Marseille, she set her second fast time, might have been 3 weeks later. And then Sean has just set his second fast time, less than a month after Dublin. So just remarkable progress by both of them. And they're both nice people as well, Alan. We've had them on the show.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely nice people.
Final bit of news. It's a bit of technical news, but if you have volunteered for High Rocks in the past, they are moving their volunteering program to Rosterify. Tough Mudder has used this for many, many years. It is highly efficient. So I will say from my own experience with High Rocks and volunteering, some aspects of the actual trying to volunteer, like trying to find the link, has always been an interesting experience. The move to Rosterify should make it a lot easier. Check your inboxes if you have scheduled to go and volunteer in Manchester, because they have moved to Rosterify. You'll need to log into the new system to do that. Alan, I think the only bit of news is, again, Dawn made us aware that the 100-meter course, they're going to slightly change.
I think there's an extra obstacle. Dawn, do you want to tell us more?
Yeah, there's some sneak peek videos that came out of the Philippines testing a course that were doing the rounds on Instagram, and there were some conversations actually in Costa Rica this year about looking at the way that the athletes, and when you watch people like Isaiah Thomas from the United States, when you watch him go through the 100-meter course, he quite literally touches one element and the bell. He's so dynamic and so fast and so powerful. And he was the current record holder. He actually had his world record broken at the Dubai World Championships last weekend. So these athletes are getting so quick. I think they're down at something like 23 seconds now from start to finish. So what they were talking about doing was looking at things like I think the monkey bars were the same, the wall, the rings, and then the wheels were going from 4 to 6. So extending the wheels and also extending the cliffhangers. So taking that from 4 elements to 6 elements again, so that the athletes really had to connect with the obstacles. They had to at least have, probably most of them will get two touch points, maybe 3 touch points on the obstacles, rather than just quite literally one fingertip on and then hitting the bell, like I say. So I think the rumor is that we might see it, and it's a massive might see it at the Europeans in Portugal. If not there, I think we'll probably will see it at Gothenburg for the World Championships. But again, it's all kind of unofficial testing that we've seen out there. But obviously, it will mean that world records get reset and new times will get laid down. But it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see that the athletes have to have a little bit more engagement than what they're having to do now.
And I couldn't agree more. I've said this right from the start, that we need to see athletes having engagement with the obstacle much more. I would be a massive fan if, let's just say, the wheels at the touch, they had to touch the first one. At some point, and even if it was just a touch as they were swinging pie, but they had to touch the first one, because it would stop them from jumping to the third or even the fourth ring, because they are dynamic. I remember when it would have been 2018, 2019, and there was the gymnast, I think it was Simon Peters, does that ring a bell? Is that a gymnast? But we talked about laches, and I think he lached nearly 3.5 meters, and we're talking about monkey bars, and that was just a gymnast just doing a lache. At what point do you stop these athletes, these dynamic athletes, to make them interact more with the obstacles? I think that's a great idea, making them more, but I think they need to do more. I think the one I saw at the 100 meters that made me really stand up was the balance beam, when they actually touched the first part of the balance beam and the last part of the balance beam. You know what I mean? Stop them from jumping off. I thought that was a great idea.
So actually, that's the other, that is another part. Actually, the balance beam is twice as long. So there's 2. So there's balance beam and then another balance beam, but it has 2 black pads at either end and either start. So it might be a case that they have to, like you say, it's almost like dog agility, right? They have to touch the yellows. Yeah. So they might have to touch the black and then the black and then the black and then the black. But when you were just talking about laches, it's quite interesting because Isaiah, there was a video of him on Instagram and he did something like an 18-foot lache. Yeah. It was just phenomenal. And I think even Jack Andrews, he squared away something like a 15-foot lache. And it's absolutely amazing. Now they do the wet weather protocol. When they bring that into force in competition, they have to engage with the first and the last part of the obstacle. So if it rains, then they bring that in from a safety perspective. But if it then stops raining throughout the qualifiers, everybody still has to engage with the first and the last, so that everybody's on an equal footing. So they do bring it in occasionally, but only if it's raining, and it's a safety thing more than anything.
I'm going to pick up on something Dawn said then, which was saying about the dog agility thing. I want them to add that little tunnel into the 100-meter OCR. Maybe, you know how we were talking about turning points and how I thought there would have been a turning point. Maybe we have that tunnel as being the turning point.
The U-shaped tunnel, and then they come back down the other side. Oh, stop it! You're making me laugh too much at that.
So can we appeal to World Obstacle or whoever's in charge this week? Because I'm not rightly sure. Yeah, can we add the dog tunnel, please, to the 100 meters?
We will appeal to him. In. I've got a bit more news that's coming, just not breaking news because I did know a little bit about it and I forgot to put it on the notes. British Obstacle Sports this coming Monday, so December 23rd. It's the Q&A. It's an opportunity to ask questions, and it's also the draw for the Ultimate Season Pass. So you know what the Ultimate Season Pass is? It's one where someone gets to race all year, basically free of charge, travels up and down the country if they want to. So it's a time. And I do think you can still get some tickets for the Ultimate Season Pass. So go to British Obstacle Sports. They've got it all on there.
Perfect. And I'm still not sure whether I'm still a member. So if someone can let me know, I'd appreciate it.
James messages you every other week to tell you that you're still a member at this moment in time. Or is it me messages to tell me? I think he messages me and says, tell Ian he's a member still.
Okay, that's fair enough. By the way, again, we probably need to wrap this up shortly, but can I just confirm, have we moved from where I'm meant to register for British Obstacle? Because I don't think I have yet.
Yeah, I think we moved from one to a different platform, but I can't remember which one we moved to. I give James money. I just tell James, just sign it and then here's my credit card and just pay for it. I did that at Overload. He was saying, Alan, you've only got 1 year left on your membership. I went, oh, sign me up for another year then, and just gave him the money there and then. Well, I gave him my credit card. I didn't give him actual cash. I didn't give him cash. I gave him the actual credit card to sign me up.
Oh, Don Joyce has said I expire May 25th, so I probably do need to check that at some point and figure out how to renew. I'm not going to give anyone my credit card because that's how Alan paid for the drinks at the end of season 2. Thanks for that, Alan.
I think I did one of them dudes. Didn't I give someone my credit card and end up with a £50 bill?
Unlikely, yeah. It sounds like something you do, and it was only £50 because you put a £50 limit because you're from Yorkshire.
Yeah. Oh, look, see, Dawn's told me I'm June 26th, so I'm well ahead me in.
Okay, right. I'll figure out at some point how to extend it and that. Right, Alan, have we got anything left on the notes?
No, but we do need to employ Dawn to stop on all our Swift Arts to do the research for us going forward, Ian. Just to remind you of that, all right?
Absolutely. That's been the best Christmas present today.
It has.
Right. So I will say this is going to be the last Swift half you hear before Christmas. Sorry, dramatic pause there for a second. We will, of course, be back between Christmas and New Year, but Merry Christmas from me. I hope you get whatever you want, and if you don't want anything, well, I hope you get nothing, I guess. And on that, I'm going to say it's a goodbye from me.
And listeners and guests today, thank you for coming and joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking part. You stay safe, you keep on running, and we'll speak to you all soon. Bye.